Good evening. Thank you so much again for being on this journey with these wonderful children the last 2 years. I can't tell you how much fun it's been for me and how much fun it always is to get to this point in the year after they've been playing for 2 full years and they're able to play musical pieces like that. The 4 pieces I've chosen tonight are very, very, very challenging, and we go through this progression. We go from beginning students, which you heard them as last year, where they're playing all unison rhythms and unison notes, and we don't sound very good at the beginning. And then we go through this musical journey until now, and they're able to play that. And the reason why that's so challenging is for a number of different reasons. There's a lot of different things going on. There's a lot of different layers. There's a lot of different volume levels going on. But most importantly, we're in real time. So realize they're making adjustments as we're playing. Like I'm giving to certain sections, play quieter, play louder, because this stage reacts totally different than our band room. So they've had to make adjustments sort of on the fly, and they did fantastic with it. That's the best they've ever performed that piece. So give them another round of applause. I couldn't be happier for the support of music in our community and what it's turned into. It's like this driving force that I feel like it's unstoppable now, and it's grown into this thing that is making such a difference in these students and in our community that I need to thank you for. We've got 3 other pieces to perform, so we're going to play our next 2 pieces, which is, I'm sure you'll recognize Aladdin. There's 3 different parts to that, very challenging piece as well, followed by Hey Soul Sister, which I'm sure you'll recognize. There's a lot of exposures in that one also that makes it very, very, very challenging. Before we continue, I need to recognize one student that made District Honor Band. If you could give a round of applause for clarinetist David Gomez. David, stand up. He made our District Honor Band this year. Representing Teasley out of all schools in North Georgia. All right, so we've got Aladdin coming up next, so enjoy Aladdin. I'll be back in a little bit to talk to you a little bit more about how awesome this group is. wasn't going to talk, but I am now. We've got a little teachable moment here. So they're very excited, and they performed that very, very well, but it was a little faster than normal. So I want to use this little teachable moment and say to them, look up at me. I know you're nervous, all right? I'm telling them you're all nervous, right? So now they know that you're nervous. So look up at me, right? Watch more, right? And you're going to sound great. You just sounded great. Just make sure you're looking up at me. Okay. Pretend I didn't just say that. I really needed to say that to them because that was like a different, but they were all staring at me the whole time, so it was fantastic. So before we do our last piece, obviously I can't say enough, we've been on this crazy journey. I know I told them tonight when the curtain was shut that please forgive me for how much I've been sort of yelling and screaming the last couple of days, but I've been really pushing them hard because there's a very fine line between being good, being very good, and getting to that great level. There's a very, very fine line there, and there's a very small amount of people that are willing to work that hard. And these students have been willing to work that hard, and they've taken everything that I've thrown at them as far as the music that I put in front of them, as far as how hard I've pushed them in rehearsals. So they've just been a tremendous joy to teach over the last 2 years, and I'm really, really going to miss them. I found out in these concerts, I can't talk too long about them because I start getting a little emotional. So I'm going to move on and just tell you guys that I love you. I'm going to miss you. I'll be over here at the high school a whole ton, so it's not like I'm going to be gone. But it's been a great, great journey with you. So we're not done yet, but I love you guys. Okay. Next, I need to thank some incredible people here. If I could, my family's here, my wife Lisa and Brooke, and then my Brittany's up here on stage with me. So I need to thank them for letting me put in so many hours with these students on stage and at Teasley. So if you could give them a round of applause, I love you guys. I love you so much. Next, if this wouldn't be possible without the incredible support of our... I've been at a few schools in my 17 years of teaching, but there are no schools that I've ever been at like Teasley. The family, and it was the first day I walked in to Teasley. I don't know if Dr. Zinkel remembers this. We were at our first faculty meeting, and I walked up to her and I said, "This school is awesome. This is fantastic," because it was such a positive environment. It was such a positive vibe, and it's been that way for the last 4 years. We've been on a little bit of a roller coaster ride just because we've been going through growing pains and getting instruments and handling a band program this size. But this really would not be possible without the support of our fabulous Teasley faculty and our Teasley administration. So if you could give our Teasley administration, Dr. Zinkel, Dr. Garrity, Mrs. Bernhardt, and Dr. Lester, if you could give them a round of applause for their incredible support of music education. Next, a couple special individuals that I know one that you see around stage here, that this wouldn't be possible without helping me, because in some of these classes, there's 100 students on stage right now. Some of these 6th grade classes, there's 100 students. So it wouldn't be fair if I didn't thank from the bottom of my heart the following people. Mr. Fred Forsch. Mr. Forsch is around here somewhere. Mr. Forsch, come on out. If you could give him a round of applause. Wouldn't be possible without his help. I know Miss Stephanie Doust is here. Miss Doust, if you could stand up. She's been helping out with my 6th graders. And then Miss Ashby, I'm not sure if she's here tonight, and Miss Fainer, they've been a tremendous amount of help to me as well, so if you could also give them a round of applause. I mean, with this many students, the logistics of making music is one thing, and you know, studying these scores and analyzing them and listening to recordings of these kids and saying, okay, we need to fix this, we need to fix that. That's one thing for me to be up here rehearsing them, but there's a total different element of the logistical end of things. It's like dealing with, I think I said last year, a small business. So those individuals have tons of help, so thank you so much. I know in the back of the auditorium I put a donation. You guys have been incredibly helpful with just supportive donations. And please believe me when I say that money goes directly into our band account and it turns back around and we're able to purchase instruments. Like you'll see all these tubas over here. There's no tubas that have duct tape on them. And you realize that. In my first year, it was like all of them had duct tape on them and we were sharing instruments and it was a bit of a mess. But percussion instruments, it goes right back to these students. We've got some brand new French horns over here. So I can't tell you enough how thankful I am of you and your supporting this. It does make a difference. It does make a difference, and it's just tremendous to do this every day. So we're gonna move on to our last piece. Thank you so much for being here tonight. We're gonna do our last piece, and then I'm gonna turn it over to the Wind Symphony. Okay, we're moving on. Okay. Our last piece is... All right.